Thank you so much, Tigon. This is Atlas the Voteless and Aux the Voteful. Vote. The guy has a vote.
Yeah.
Guy.
Have a vote.
I hope you feel great about that. I feel fine. It's okay. All right.
Don't sound very fine, but
you know what? That's enough out of you. Let's get into the draft here for game number 2. I don't know why I decided to make it all weird. All right. Poppy and Lee Sin both going to be taken away here. And I think Sharvel's Lee Sin deserving of a ban. Like, both times he played it, yesterday, the day before, it was the Lee Sin that just brought them to a win. Every game after the Lee Sin game was just fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. His Lee Sin, deserving of a ban. His Qiyana, or any Qiyana in the LCK, perhaps not. Perhaps
he forgot that yesterday he was in the Kesper Cup, and today he's in the LCK. You're not allowed to win with that champion in the LCK.
You know, it's currently 0-10 in the LCK.
Yes, it is. I am aware. I thought that maybe he'd be the one to bring it to a victory, but not today, and definitely not today because it's been fearlessly banned now. We're not going to see it. The Ride's going to be taken away as well. I love these games where the Cassio and the Orianna are just played in the first game, and so the bans really start to get a little bit weird.
Yeah, so Nocturne still not being looked at. Poppy, sorry, Poppy's gone. Nocturne and Galio were 2 that were banned last time that are now available, and it was Bro who banned the Galio themselves. But I think you could probably give it up to get rid of the Nocturne if that's what you want to take away.
Yeah, I think the Nocturne is very powerful. And they do ban 3 Sharvel picks.
So in terms of picks left that are high priority in the meta,
that one
is a good one. They will just snap up the Ezreal. Jungle-wise, there's Pantheon. There's Neferi being quite high prio, so could potentially looking towards those. And I feel like, as you said, with the Cassiopeia and the Ori gone, the mid lane just really opens up.
You know what's also up? The Karma is up. Okay, so they're going to go the Karma Caitlyn route, I assume. Or Karma and then a jungler because they're not likely to pick away the AD carry. Yeah. I was thinking that it was time for Teddy's Kai'Sa, but not actually going to happen this time.
They go for the Pantheon. So a lot of early skirmishing power. Level 3, both of these champions are like fully online for the most part. So have to be respected in that regard. And what is going to be paired with the Ezreal?
Oh, Seraphine has been the go-to.
More of this Seraphine pairing when you're denied other options. You want a range support to play with the Ezreal. And what are you going to pick to be able to help layer that ult in? I mean, the Neferi is an option, obviously, that you can go.
Yeah.
And then when the Neferi dives in, you use ult on top.
I like a Wukong as well, but doesn't really feel like it's going to match into the Pantheon all that well. Just is fantastic with the Seraphine. See what Clozer does decide to do here. We're expecting a jungle to be picked up for Sharvel. Especially with all of these bans, I think you really do want to try and snap that one up. And the Skarner will be the choice.
Yep, solid front line. Pretty tricky to cut through for the most part. And when you have the backup of the Ezreal with the poke and the Seraphine with the CC, it feels quite good. If you want to grab the Caitlyn now is when you kind of have to do it for Bro. So I imagine they'll lean in that regard. They could also go the Sivir.
Yeah, true.
But I think the short range might feel a little bit early to commit to, and they will just go for that Caitlyn instead. We obviously saw Rula have a phenomenal game on this last series. Both teams picking up their bot lane and their junglers.
A lot of bans to come through, I expect. Focusing on the mid lane, I would assume, just because Clozer is so dangerous, and Roma has really been a linchpin for his team as well.
I will say there's picks like Jayce up and available, which might draw some attention.
That's a good one.
Sometimes not in the second rotation, but they will open up with that Victor ban. A pick we haven't really been seeing recently and went through that streak of not doing so well and just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I think when the Skarner is there, you do like the Victor a little bit more, especially when you do have the follow-up CC of the Seraphine as well. Really can mean that the gravity field does get a lot of value. What are we going to be banning on the side of the DN Supers? I do want to remind everyone that I imagine DNS are very tired right now, having played for multiple days in a row, traveling all the way down to Daejeon and back up. It's an hour. It's an hour on the train, to be honest. It's not exactly massively far, but I mean, it's a lot to be played in this 4 days that we've had. And so these guys, you can understand, probably feeling a little under the weather when it comes to the amount of League of Legends they've been playing at the highest level.
I always hear about people are under the weather. No one's ever over the weather.
Yeah, how do you get over the weather? I think maybe... I think you have to be an astronaut.
That would make sense. Although sometimes I walk outside in Korea and it's really hot and really humid, and I'm just so over the weather.
Ah, see, you're over the weather.
Yeah.
But you're not unwell.
Syndra going to come in for Bro. BDD had pretty strong performance on that, and it will be that Jayce coming through. It's a blind Jayce potentially for DuDu, but still a chance for casting to respond. They did ban the Cassante to give it a little bit more freedom. There's still the Yorick available as an option. Still even things like the Vayne. Or if you just want to play a tanky, go the Scion. We haven't really seen Scion too much anymore, and it looks like Clozer will get his hands on the Galio, which was banned actually by Bro in game 1 in the first rotation. So a lot of setup. I do think that
Lane Nasus was buffed this patch.
This
isn't effort. That's why I see the Nasus hover and I'm like, oh, effort, stop.
Oh, it'd be so. It's actually crazy. I don't know if you've seen how much the win rate went up.
Oh, really?
It went up a crazy amount now because, I mean, you just up. What is Nasus about?
Building stacks, baby.
And he just builds stacks so much faster. So sadly, we won't get to see that, but maybe one day. The Yorick comes through, not too much of a surprise here. I also think, honestly, the wall has pretty good utility into like the Galio. But one thing I'm not a huge fan on with the Galio is the fact that you don't have like the best snapping gauge. Obviously, the Skarner can drive in and the Seraphine can ult, but it's not like a Wukong or a Khan or something that immediately sets you up just to ult on top when they're already held in place. That being said, if Sharvel gets an ult, you can follow up on that. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. A good amount of poke on their side with the Jayce and the Ezreal, and a lot of engage setup and go for as well.
Yeah, so they got a lot of mobility and a lot of that poke like you were talking about. As the crying DNS guy. So much emotion with this squad. This very tired squad looking to try and even out this series and bring us to 6 games on the day. Try and ruin Bro's hopes of locking in that first place in the Rise group. And I think with a composition like this, they're definitely capable of it. We'll just have to see whether it'll translate to their performance on the Rift here for game number 2. All right, we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for what could be the final game of the night, unless the DN Supers dig deep and find another win before they finally get a day off.
The prospect that the Kesper Cup champions could lose to Bro.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp of it. It's crazy.
It is nuts. The Kesper Cup champions could lose to the former Kesper Cup champions.
Wow. It really just, it circles around.
It really does. But being the more recent one is probably more important, considering the form. As casting is going to be taking the Yorick into this matchup. Now, fun fact, DuDu just absolutely obliterated King in this exact matchup. He was playing the Yorick, and from about level 3, he was just straight up winning the lane.
Yeah, I think when you have the threat of the cage, you can start throwing the globs at them. Feels pretty good. We've seen some Jayces. Namely, there was this Zayas game. In favor of the matchup, but for the most part, the Yorick starts to feel good once he gets his abilities and feels even better once he hits level 6. I do think that, you know, once the Yorick gets to that point, Syndra obviously can harass the Galio quite a bit, and bot lane as well, Kate Karma, fearsome lane. There's a lot of lane pressure from HANJIN BRION, and with a Pantheon who has that early impact, you can kind of just glide in and maybe set up a dive, maybe just find someone who's a bit chunked out.
Yeah, we'll see where he does decide to go. Right now, just clearing from top to bottom. And going to be on his Raptors now with a couple more camps to go. Teddy and Namgung just going to be farming things out. And this wave will crash on forward. deokdam has an opportunity now to gather these last 4 creeps. And he'll only be a couple behind. As Peter actually claimed that one. I don't actually think he had a proc for that. So it's just Peter taking a cannon. And Clozer, Force of will connect.
Force of will connect.
Force of will connect.
Will.
Yeah. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, Scat of the Week comes down, and Clozer is like 1 orb from death.
Yeah, a little bit danger close.
Yeah, I was a bit scared.
is able to live and back off, and we'll just TP back in, but the pressure is there. Bot lane, we're seeing that similar display, and Gideon's just able to smoothly walk on in onto that Scuttle Crab. Sharvel making a good read, though, and going, I do not have enough friends on the bot side of the map. I will go top side and pick up the Scuttle Crab there.
Yes, I miss my kind, or something like that. Lonely Skarner.
Remember when Skarner used to have those little, like, shrines in the map?
Yeah, the spires.
Yeah.
I didn't like
people,
it.
Like, I'm not going to lie. People didn't really play Skarner.
No.
Someone plays Skarner in solo queue and it's like, what the heck are these? But everyone would want to contest them, level 1. The one in the river, they'd be like, we have to get... Why? It's not going to... You know what it was? It gave a little bit of gold when you captured, I'm pretty sure.
It did.
Yeah.
Tiny little bit.
That was enough.
And then it gave Skarner some movement speed and things.
Yeah.
And attack speed if you fight people when you're around your shrines.
But hey, you give... Oh, seen a gank here.
Yeah, Galio Wall comes in. There's the flash forward from Gideon. They're committing to this as DuDu. He knows he's not going anywhere. And he will be taken out. Flash from deokdam, also used in the bottom lane.
Yeah, we jumped in late. I assume there was a tether from Namgung that forced that out. But good plays already from HANJIN BRION.
Oh, phenomenal scatter there as well from Roma.
Yeah, great work. Oh, and dodges the taunt as well. Gets hit by the Winds of War, but that's not CC. Just a bit of damage.
Hard to miss that one, as it turns out. So this is a very scary time. Good arcane shift there from deokdam, and actually just avoids everything with Peter's heal helping him out with that extra movement speed.
Yeah,
that's going to even things out well.
See them a little behind in pressure, but getting the heal out and just keeping the pressure up yourselves pretty big. Oh, good scatter. Oh, amazing scatter.
Roma is just playing out of his mind on this Syndra. What is it with today in Syndras? Even BDD was just glorious on his, and I say even BDD, like obviously BDD is going to be good at it. But it's a good day for Syndra play. As we're having a look at this as well, going back to live, Clozer is able to flash out of the way of the scatter, but he's still taking so much damage. Namgung comes in, Peter is going to show up, but Gideon does get the spear down. First blood comes through, deokdam looking to try and catch up as Roma uses the last of his mana to throw an orb at Sharvel, and they do back away. A 1-for-1 in the end here in this river.
Clozer just survived for so long. I think Bro could have done a lot better if he just died, but obviously he's not a big fan of that.
He didn't want to do that.
No, surprisingly. Roma and Namgung also being low on mana meant they couldn't really continue the play. I do think the skirmishing off them is so strong, but initially Gideon's a little bit isolated here. They start to back away. Roma gets in there, Namgung's on the flank, but just look how long, because that flash away, then the taunt, then he kites it out, gets a bit of a shield, and eventually dies. But at this point, Gideon's pretty heavily overextended in the play, and the resources just aren't there from Roma and Namgung to follow this through.
Yep. And Teddy shows up that little bit too late and isn't actually able to impact the play. So we'll just be backing out. Gideon now moving back over here, as they do have control vision on this first dragon. That will be a cloud. So no cloud souls so far today. Makes me a little bit sad, but that's all right. At least we do get a cloud dragon.
That's still potentially next game.
That's what I'm... yeah, that's why it's not yet, but if it's only one more game available, the likelihood... Oh, that's steal and level 6!
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of huge.
You know, the question mark pinged and warning pinged in the jungle there. Yeah, that's how I'd feel too. There's not much you can really do about that. And, you know, it just gets stolen, and you're just like, wow, this really sucks.
And we'll see here, as we have a look at the XP, Gideon hits the level 6, and Sharvel still has to grab this Krug camp at least, and does finally get it. So there we go.
Pressure built up.
Really huge deal.
Roma will be able to pick up a plate here. And we see top lane's going better for casting. Obviously that gank held, but he's got the Maiden now. Bot lane's going pretty good. HANJIN BRION feeling pretty solid right now in this game, but it's still very early days.
Yeah, it is just going well across the board, though. That is a worrying sign.
deokdam and Peter are pushing bot lane quite a bit, and I see a Pantheon walking bot side of the map.
Oh, that was nice.
Just having a giggle about it. Okay, maybe
I love I love the hype, right?
All right.
It's good vibes. That's how you want your coach to be when you make a 6 steal of Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, I'm like half expecting that Coach Song used to coach Blabber. You know, like back in the day or something like that. I think they shared.
Maybe Tian as well from that recent situation under the tower.
Yeah, I think that maybe he's just lurking, you know? And every time you're like, oh, Coach Song, have you done it again? Maybe he was to blame the whole time.
Okay, so Skarner's here, but Will, if he walks up a bit further into that Tribrush, gets spotted. He doesn't step foot there yet. Galio is kind of hovering a little bit. I was thinking maybe with how pushed Peter and deokdam was, and the fact Peter has no flash, it was an easy Pantheon ult down here, but he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Will DNS be in position to respond to this?
Well, the Grubs have spawned, Aux, and where do you think GIDEON wants to be right now?
He wants to be top lane, but
he may not be able to
decide against it.
Namgung is going to take the Ezreal for a walk. He's going to Arcane Shift over the wall.
And the timing's just kind of been missed because with the jungle mid moving to the top side of the map, oh no, deokdam.
Wait a second. He's just going to get flashed on. Peacemaker comes down. He's just dead.
So I was saying the timing had been missed because the jungle mid went top side for the Grubs. They're just going to back up and play safe. That may be wishful thinking.
Yeah.
deokdam sticks around a little bit too long and gets jumped on. And now GIDEON 3-1-0. Won't get the Grubs, but will get the dragon. Casting.
All right.
Good luck.
Let's see whether he's going to be able to survive this one. The heroic entrance does come down. Gully Wall is kind of decent. Good flash there from Casting, but he gets impaled. Oh no, just repositioned, and Peter even comes on over. Not a lot of hope here for the Yorick.
I think at some point it hits a limit where no matter how well you play, you're just going to die. The fact he got dragged out of the tower there.
And there's 4 people.
And then Peter came in to heal and shield. I'm like, man, what did you say to them?
Yeah, obviously something. We need to check the ult chat. As Casting, maybe that was the wrong call. Still, GIDEON now on the Grump, just going to continue clearing things out.
You can tell what he'd say after that play. He'd say, 4 needed to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the flash done and the fact that Namgung's in melee range of him with the tether, kind of doomed. But yeah, Casting plays this pretty well. He manages to kite away initially, walls in the Skarner, so Skarner has to use his dash, and then he dodges it. But then he gets dragged out of the tower and dies anyway, so...
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was cool. Maybe he didn't need to use the flash in hindsight, but hindsight's 20/20, as we like to say. And the Bros still retain about a 600 gold lead.
I wonder what hindsight's been doing for the past 6 years.
It's a really good point. Maybe it's still just in 2020, regardless.
I mean, maybe it's just a big damn one.
Yeah, it must have been cool when hindsight was in the future. And
yeah.
now hindsight's forever going to be in the past.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be really hard, Aux?
What?
Watching Blade Runner 2049 in the year 2049.
I mean, that's literally just what happened with Back to the Future.
Yeah, I know, and that was hard.
And they were like, oh, guys, by the way, today's the day when they initially went to Back to the Future. And I'm like, where's my hoverboard?
Yeah, where's our hoverboard?
That's what everyone's wondering.
That's so tough. I mean, I think they have made them, haven't they? You just need a certain amount of magnet ground.
Yeah, but they're not as commercially available. I think that's the main thing. That's what Back to the Future kind of missed out.
They should have taken off. They really should have.
Yeah. Although, I can see the hazard of everyone just running around with a hoverboard.
I mean, honestly, Blade Runner 2049 might be scarily close to the truth based on what's happening. But I think that's a conversation for another day. Let's get back to the game, shall we, Aux? As we've got a bit of a siege here towards the bottom side. Namgung and Teddy just having a good time in this matchup that just feels pretty good.
That's
Oh,
painful.
my lord.
Yeah, we saw them having the pressure before, but Collector completed. Teddy and Namgung starting to push them back under that tower. Now they're potentially looking for Roma, but Roma's done a pretty fantastic job of dodging gank after gank after gank in this game.
His scatters have just been incredible so far. Let's see whether he can keep it up. As Casting back on the horse, but he is behind 30 CS. DuDu is having a very good time on his Jayce and really capitalized from that extra advantage. I think they really needed it. They really needed to make sure that DuDu was a pressure point here in this game.
Yep.
Instead of falling behind, because Casting, I think as soon as he gets 2 items, he's probably just going to be better anyway. So they need to get the value out of the Jayce where they can.
I think Jayce has always been that champion where if you're ahead of the curve, feels great. If you're not, kind of just pretty useless. So having DuDu be strong, very relevant, especially when you have this composition with a tank jungle and Galio mid. And obviously we've seen Galio do a lot of damage, but it's not quite the same as being like a big carry.
Okay, deokdam, ace in the hole, just going to hit him. Nothing you can do about that.
Just rude, but logical.
I do feel like the ace in the hole it feels like a relic of the past. I feel like that amount of damage should never be targeted, you know? Like that is not the philosophy of League of Legends these days. But Teddy pretty happy with it. The fact that you can block it, I guess, makes it kind of like outplayable, but you need to outplay it with friends.
Think how many
enemies.
Think how many of the old AD carries just had like global ultimates, like Ashe, Jinx. I mean, Ezreal. I know Caitlyn's isn't global, but very long ranged.
Yeah, there is a Twitch is basically global.
Yeah,
not really, not quite, but it does feel like it sometimes. Daddy, just trying to get a little bit more damage to grab this second last plate. Gideon going to come on over and try and help out. Charges up the Q.
Oh, Peter's dead.
Yeah, he is in a lot of trouble. The Encore does come down as True Shot Barrage hits onto the Caitlyn, but Peter just has to go. And I don't think deokdam can defend this.
I thought Gideon was 100% just going to flash stun him there, and he was just dead, but
he is flash stunned every other time. It's kind of surprising that he
mind games. Pressure building. We are seeing Sharvel go for a play mid and response, but that's failed many times before.
Yeah. This time, going from the Raptor camp.
Roma, if you know a play is going on bot lane, just hold the scatter and you should be fine.
Well, so far so good on that front, and Sharvel is just going to back away. Mountain Drake up and available now.
I mean, just great from Roma to consistently not let Sharvel find this advantage onto him. Meanwhile, the bot lane's doing pretty fantastically. Obviously, top lane.
That's a 50 CS net lead now.
Better to not look at top lane if you're on the bros.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Pretend it's not happening.
All right, we'll ignore it. As Sharvel going to be able to even out the dragons. That's a Chemtech Soul once again. There is a Yorick in this game. I feel like Yorick would like a Chemtech Soul. Plus, there's a Caitlyn, a Karma, and a Seraphine. So both teams going to be benefiting from this one a little bit more than you otherwise would, I guess you could say. Bros move Teddy towards the top lane, and he's going to try and grab some more plates. Currently has about a 650 gold advantage. Slowly but surely getting towards that Infinity Edge. Same build path as what we saw from Ruler earlier on today. As Namgung will be able to take the Skarner for a walk. He gets the Impale off, but it just doesn't really do anything at all. Give the kill to casting. Give the kill to casting. No, Gideon's going to take it. He has all the rest of them, and he didn't want the kills to be lonely.
Good wall there, though, from casting to follow up on that one, and then Sharvel has to ult to get out of not ult, charge to get out of it, but is unable to get away. Nice pick that will lead to them getting Herald. And I think for DNS, they come up to a point soon where they'll be really strong. The Triumph Spike for Ezreal, for Galio is going to feel pretty great. But we saw before what the Caitlyn can do later. Now they're looking for casting. Good wall.
Yep, Peter comes on down. Teleport does come in. Good flash out of the way of the beat drop. The Encore still going to land. And there's the taunt. I mean, the layering of CC. Another flash just not really all that able to help.
He's trying. Trying to survive, trying to live, and it's not very happy about that, DNS. Now,
yeah, that's going to be the turret falling in the top lane.
And then charge going in mid as well. 2 towers taken down, 3 in total for HANJIN BRION. Feels pretty good. Like DNS, make the proactive play bot, get a kill, and we'll get this tower. But overall, Bro are just melting through the structures of the supers.
Yep. That's what they have to do as well with this Caitlyn draft. As, yeah, Sharvel did get an Impale off onto Gideon, and Gideon said, and what? And then Casting got frustrated about not getting the kill and just smashed the little flower there.
I wonder... I mean, probably the same result, but I wonder if it would have gotten better if he'd stayed on the tower.
Yeah, I don't know. Not 100% sure. Clozer is going to be able to grab that kill, though, so that is a bit of extra money over to the Gargoyle. And Clozer this time is actually going to build the Imperial Mandate. Last time we saw him, he actually didn't buy it, which made me really frustrated.
Oh. I mean, I feel like that item's built for Galio.
That's the reason why Galio is good now, is because of that item. So
the fact it works on 3 of his abilities.
He's flashing for casting once again. Sharvel's back, and this poor Yorick is just dead again.
I'm sorry, casting. Stop typing in all chat.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying, but clearly DNS are unhappy with you.
Oh, another Impale, this time not onto Gideon, who does dash on in. Peter takes a turret shot, and he's therefore going to die. A heroic exit via the Death Chamber here for Clozer. As now Roma gets the scatter, lands it onto 2. deokdam taking so much damage here. The Peacemakers, so much range, and deokdam gets left on. Gideon, he wants more though, looking for an angle towards Sharvel. He should have some buttons back.
Again!
And another scatter! They can just CC you from a billion screens away, and the Bros just wipe them out!
Roma is making Syndra look broken. Just
Targeted,
consistently getting these stuns, and a little bit of a love tap on Namgung, but he'll be fine with a shield.
And,
0-0-6
yeah.
from Roma, but he has set up so many. He has been so good this game.
That
Either
was-
play
that was-
here.
Wasn't that Sean Bean's number in Goldeneye? I think so. Alec Trevelyan.
See here, they end up behind enemy lines. Roma gets this massive 3-man scatter that actually puts Peter under the tower. So Peter just dies to the tower. Roma has to peel away, then helps chase down these targets. And this stun he just catches, keeps the fight going, allows them to go again. It's like, okay, well, they got deokdam. No way they get Sharvel.
I really thought that he'd be able to drive his way out.
Yep. Didn't have a permit.
Yeah, just wasn't able to. Unfortunately, Roma is a very diligent parking inspector.
Oh, he is. He's not one of those ones who if you get back to your car, you can be like, sorry, it was just 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, he sends you straight to the impound and calls you weak when you go there.
He's waiting. He sees you get out the car, and he's literally sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Just he's already pre-written the ticket.
Yeah. And he's standing there, arms crossed and like tapping his foot, you know, like that when you get out.
Yeah.
Like, dang, I should have known.
You're like, oh, no, yeah, it's my bad. I'll move it. Nope, too late. You've earned this ticket.
Exactly. And you'll have to come and pick up the car from the impound. I'm still taking it away.
He's already clamped it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's basically on the truck. As all right, Clozer does have his second item. Imperial Mandate, as we mentioned before, pretty important. So
Casting, I did say stop saying stuff in all chat there.
Oh my lord, they are actually just relentless. That was so cute though. Oh no! Sharvel just straight into the goalie wall, and therefore they have to call off the play. And now Sharvel is in such an awkward spot. Teddy does get impaled.
Oh, the delivery?
Encore is there as well, but Clozer is just dead. They don't have any damage over here as Teddy flashes the True Shot barrage. That was gorgeous. Another goalie wall comes in.
Oh, the stun!
And deokdam cannot kill Teddy.
That was nearly such a sick combo from Sharvel, Peter, and Clozer, but the one final element, the Galio never arrives. Oh, TP coming in. This is DuDu.
Yeah, okay, so DuDu versus Roma. Nice scatter there, perfectly timed. As Roma is going to walk over Vision. And there's the Shock Blast. The rest of his team's doing
Oh, the
Baron.
Mega Cone.
They are doing Baron. And he does have the speed
I
up.
would watch
running
out
through.
for that, actually. I think.
Wait, hang on. DuDu's
Who is
just going
killing?
back.
Who is catching who?
Well, the Baron's gone.
Yeah. So this play, it's a great wall from casting, interrupting the Skarner completely, keeping himself alive. But then what ends up happening here, Sharvel gets this insane impale onto both of the bot laners. Peter follows up with the Encore, and then Clozer goes to ult. The ult is not going to come in because he died.
Look at this flash from Teddy.
It's a great flash. They do kill Namgung, but we've established this. Namgung belongs in the wreckage.
He does.
He will just die, so his team wins.
In fact, Namgung could change his name to Wreckage, and it would be the greatest thing ever. Honestly, a pretty cool, like, Korean League of Legends name, right? Like, we've had some names in the past.
Yeah.
Like Acorn.
Yeah.
Like, that's just strange, you know? But it's iconic now.
Yeah.
Gorilla. Wreckage. You know? Roma. It's just random words. It's brilliant.
Yeah. That's how you think of some of the best names. Just pick a random word that's available.
Yeah, how did I not say Peanut? Peanut's the greatest. Just a peanut.
You know, imagine if we get like another, like next generation of junglers are just different nuts, like walnut.
Yeah. Almond.
Cashew.
I would actually love Almond. Almond is fantastic.
That's so good, actually. Someone pitch this to the next amateur player they run in.
Why do we just ask Sharvel to change his name to Almond? We're like, Sharvel is just, it's not even a real thing. Can we just, like, Almond, though?
Yeah, that's, I always find it interesting, the ones that are, like, nearly a weird.
Like Lehens?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lehens is still strange, but he's been playing for so long now that it's actually just real.
Yeah.
I mean, Hooney's, like, we've had some suggestions here, but Hooney is just his name. Like, he's Mr. Hoon.
Who?
Hoon? Me. So that's just the play on his name. Umpty, very
Watney?
similar. As, all right, in goes Gideon, and Peter is looking worse for wear already. Casting's revenge will be swift as Teddy takes down Peter already, and there is DuDu on the floor as well. Sharvel has to flash away. deokdam takes a Mega Cone to the grave.
Oh my God.
And another Mega Cone to safety.
It's a good thing Brandon Valdez is not here because he would be very annoyed about that double Mega Cone situation.
Oh yeah, that's why he hates the Chemtech Rift.
Yeah.
The Bros, they don't mind though, because they are very handily winning this game right now.
8-1-6 from GIDEON right now is kind of crazy. And this game, massively ahead. We came into this DNS on a big win streak, just won Casper Cup. But HANJIN BRION, who have struggled a little bit towards the end of round 2, sort of regained a bit of footing, making a convincing argument for themselves. A lot of people were talking about, I mean, I said earlier today, DNS look like the 5th best team in the whole league right now.
Yeah.
And Bro taking them down so handily would be a big statement.
It would be a statement that says, in fact, the Bros are the 5th best team in the LCK right now.
I mean, the Bros are the best team when they want to be. It's just personal choice. Here, they target Peter. Very hard to survive as a Seraphine in this situation. Commit with the stun there from GIDEON just to get another kill before they disengage. And the chase potential is pretty crazy. Obviously, Skarner not the easiest to pin down, but he is a great target to open with because now he has no flash and he's also just squishy.
And who gets the POM? Is it just like, was Namgung good enough in game number 1 to still get it? Or does it have to go over to GIDEON as Roma flashes out of the way of Clozer, who's looking for an engage angle? There is a gorgeous scatter as well, and man, this Galio is not tanky at all. It's a double for Teddy in the end as he picks the teleport as well. And Teddy may just pick up a POM from this moment alone, as deokdam and Sharvel just going to have to get back towards their base. And Teddy almost dies, but
Calculate.
oh, he's a brave man. That is a brave man right there.
Yeah, I think for me, Namgung had the obviously great Nico game, but I think Roma has been so on point in this game.
He has.
I could honestly feel a Roma vote, to be
Bring
honest.
back POG. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. POG would make this pretty simple. Namgung into Roma for me.
Teddy is just like landing every trap. Like every trap that goes down, they're walking into.
That
one's a hard one not to, admittedly.
DuDu helping him out there, but yeah, his traps have been on point. You know what I love? I love when someone's TPing in, and the Caitlyn puts a trap down, and they're like, I think that's underneath, you know, just to make sure. Here's another.
Second one, yep.
You know what? For good measure.
I mean, I've got these traps, you know. I may as well put them.
Hey, I think it's a good plan. I'm not against it. It just is very funny.
Yeah.
You can see sometimes you can really see the thought process through the players' actions.
Yeah.
And their inputs.
And the delay, and then the confident walk back to max range.
Yeah.
And then they walk back, and they're like, oh, actually, hang on a second. No. I've made this mistake before. And we all have. Even though we know where the teleport does come down. You're just never 100% certain. All right, Casting is back at that spot where he's died multiple times this game. Although it's only 3. It's actually really, really interesting. I feel like it's been 7 times that Casting's been caught out.
Yeah.
The last couple, DNS haven't really got away with it.
It's just the way they go about it. Pretty brutal. You know, they really wanted him dead.
Yeah, they hard commit.
Yeah. Their dragon going to be picked up. Teddy is very strong right now.
He's quite far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, deokdam's on that 2-item spike I often talk about, and Teddy's approaching 4.
Yeah. And he has the last Whisper portion already of his armor pen, so feels like he's already sort of like 3.5. Kind of nuts. As DuDu is going to get collapsed on here by GIDEON. Tries to get booped back, but I think he's just dead. Yeah, Ace in the hole doesn't even have a chance to come on over as Sharvel. Yeah, he decides against that. That's a U-turn. Thankfully, the turning circle on this thing is pretty good.
I think it feels pretty sad when you're playing Galio, and one of the big things with Galio is you get your first 2 items really quickly, and you're down on items.
Yeah, he's almost down full item, as Roma is pretty close to the Void Staff. As second Baron here for the Bros. Oh, Peter goes for the flash play, only lands it onto 2, but Teddy is one of those targets. Still, Sharvel able to get that one as the flash comes in from Teddy. Gets to max range, and now Sharvel is just getting peppered by bullets. The rest of his teammates able to take out everyone else. And Clozer this time isn't the first target, but all of his friends are now gone.
Wait, GIDEON's very low. What if the Baron just...
He's got a G.
Okay, that Aegis was pretty good. Oh, he stood in the...
Hang on a second.
Okay, what are the things with the Barons, the Territorial Baron, and
The Owl Baron.
the Owl Baron, Terry and Owl, is that a lot of their damage is in these like skill shots. So if you dodge them, they don't do much damage. But the condition is you have to dodge them. Now here, I think the issue that they had DNS was very split focused. Clozer ulted to try and save deokdam, but he's already dead. Like he went for that big flank, and then he just ulted, so he could have just not flanked. And then the engage didn't get followed up on again. We had Seraphine into the Skarner, into nothing.
Yeah.
That final... I don't think it would have won them the fight necessarily, I'm not saying that, but it does feel like DNS are struggling to kind of layer their engages. And now they're 12,000 gold down. I don't think anything they do really matters, but I think they've struggled with that so far this game.
Yeah, Clozer is going to be able to taunt casting, and casting just doesn't even really notice and just walks away. DuDu is playing Ring Around the Rosie here with Roma, and the scat of the week is going to come on through. Megacone is there, shout out to Valdez. As Gideon going to stun up Sharvel. DuDu's here for the damage. As Force of Will does come in. deokdam's dead for some reason, so is the turret. But we're focusing on this this play in the mid lane. Sharvel going to get taken out, though the Unleashed Power comes on through, and the Galio says, I'm here, and then the scatter is going to get rid of him. Gideon, remember, still has a GA, and he's going to instead just murder two. Clozer's now in trouble, and ladies and gentlemen, the pros will be winning this game. That's a clean ace. That's going to be the Nexus turrets, and the bros will pick up the 2-0.
That was a cool animation, the way Gideon went down there, and that was a cool performance from the bros. As going up against this DNS, this revitalized DNS with a ton of wins under their belt, it gets stopped, it gets put to an end. Casper Cup champions, but cannot take down the rank 1 team in the Rise group.